They now have to make a video. They have to do essay questions. So it's not just like showing up in a cute dress anymore. And when you go to a school like Alabama, where they could potentially have 3,000 girls going through recruitment and only 18 houses available, how do you stand out, right? It's competitive in the sense of like, if there's houses that certain girls want, it's going to be harder to get into those houses.
So I only know about this from like what I've seen on social media.
Mhm.
And when I look at it, like everybody kind of looks the same. Like this house, they all look the same.
Mhm.
This house, they all look the same.
That's by design because it's marketing. They want to market themselves as a certain type of house or sorority on campus, and it's so that they can pull in those same types of girls. And if you notice, it's the same exact sororities from the exact same campuses that always do the videos on social media. There's a lot of other sororities that you don't see them doing that because they don't have to.
When it goes through like the rush process, the selection process, is this about somebody's grades, somebody's morals, somebody's ethics, or is this like she's cute and she's pretty, she looks like us, bring her in the club?
I would definitely say it's a little bit of both. So I think more of the like, she's a well-rounded person. We really like her. But there are certain houses at certain campuses that are more like, oh, she's really cute. Like, we would love to have her. We call them looks houses. And so that's kind of like what they're into. And that's perfectly fine. If that's something that you're into as well, then Godspeed. But I think some other girls are more like, we want the full package.
On a scale of like 1 to 10, how important is this for somebody coming into college? Is this like, no big deal? Or is this like, my life is over if I don't get into where I want?
I guess it all depends on the person, but I think if you're going to school like a big SEC school, Alabama, Auburn, Georgia, it's a big deal. It's a really big deal. I would say it's like an 8 or 9.
Like, what schools would you say, like, oh, it is everything at these schools?
Alabama, Georgia, Auburn, Ole Miss, University of Florida, UNC. I'm trying to think where else. It used to be Texas, and it's not a huge thing anymore because like the student population is so diverse now. Indiana, oddly enough. Um,
Why does it seem to be confined almost exclusively to the South?
Tradition. I think for the most part, like having that tradition, whether it's in football, um, pageants, a lot of the women who went to school down there end up staying down there because they're from the area, they're from the region. So they stay down there, and their mothers were probably in sororities, and their mothers were probably in sororities. So it's this line of tradition that continues. And I don't want to sound mean or anything, but if this is what you want to do, this is fine. But a lot of them may not pursue a career. So they're in junior league or anything like that where they're getting involved in kind of like another sorority, if you will. And that just kind of continues and they're a part of it, which is great. Like, that's fine.
What do you think that it is about like people from the outside that kind of, why do you think they're so fascinated by it?
Because everything is a secret and everything is, kept, only between like this small group of people. And I think when you have that, like, that secrecy or whatever, I think a lot of people are like, well, what are you keeping a secret? Like everyone loves to hear a good secret, right? So I think it's just like, well, what are you hiding? Like there must be something there. I think that's why people get fascinated with it because at the end of the day, behind closed doors, they have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, I could see that, right? Because you see this stuff and you're like, well, if they're doing this in public, what are they really doing?
Mm-hmm.
What's really going on?
Yeah.
Is there usually a big secret behind closed doors, or it kind of like amounts to you go behind the secret curtain and it's the secret sauce is just mayonnaise and ketchup kind of thing?
Um, yeah, so this is really funny. At the end of the day, most sororities like they have an initiation, right? Like at the end of your new member program or pledgeship when I was in the 90s, that's what we called it. But at the end of the day, a lot of the initiations are like relatively the same. It's
It's pretty
like,
much all the same.
yeah. And so with that being said, like I think if you did look And you would just see like this beautiful house with these lovely girls inside. And at the end of the day, it's just a big meeting, right? You meet every week and you have your pledge meeting and you have your, actives meeting. And then you guys are discussing like, okay, homecoming's coming up. Who are we going to pair? I mean, it's really not a lot of, anything. It's just really awesome people getting together and having fun on college campuses.